So what's up everybody? Have you ever wanted to escape to memories of the past and relive it in a completely new way? Well, today I will guide you through Chiime Museum, a gateway that will bring you through time and space as we explore the history of the many countries and their stories. Whether it's through the exhibitions of sculptures, paintings, weapons, or others, they each write their own page in the history of not just the art forms of time, but also the history of mankind itself. So what are we waiting for? Let's walk on in and explore the history of humans one exhibition at a time. Right when you walk in, you will see the first structure of art, the Fountain of Apollo, otherwise known as in its original name, the Basson de Apollo. So one of the first things that you will notice is the very Western-styled architecture of the Chiime building itself. Cool, right? Let's walk on in. From the delicate fingers, shaping stone and marble into ideas and thoughts, ones that reflect the mind of those who form their ideas into reality through sculptures. Through this hall, you will observe the intricate details formed not by the technologies of modern day, but by hammers and chisels crafted by the sculptors of history. Like this one, Theseus fighting the centaur Bianor, created by Antoine Louis Barda in 1860. It shows the battle between Theseus, a mythical king of Athens, and the centaur Bianor. It happened in the story of Centauromachy, where the centaurs were invited to a wedding between Pirithous and Hippodamia. After some strong wine to blow insanity into their heads, the leader of the centaurs attempted to kidnap Hippodamia from the Lapids. In the battle, Theseus came to the aid of the Lapithae, and in the end, drove the centaurs away. Remember kids, this is why you shouldn't drink. You might get killed trying to kidnap somebody's wife, or an alternative, get kidnapped by the police. The results of it sculpted into history through the hands of Bardai. Now, the sculpture sits right here in Chiime Museum. So of course, at the end of the hallway stays our main attraction, the center of the Rodin Circle. Let's go. In the center of the Rodin Circle, which details the history of his life from his teacher to his pupils, sits the Thinker, one of the most famous and recognized sculptures to ever exist. Originally called the Poet, its first appearance came on top of his other famous piece, The Gates of Hell, in 1880, where the thinker pondered as he looked down to the layers of torment and agony. Rodin took his inspiration from The Gates of Hell of the Divine Comedy of Dante Alighieri. The first of the interpretations of the thinker, however, is rather convoluted. Its historical place upon the Gates of Hell remained, though the Thinker's enlarged version as an independent exhibition in 1909 proved to be much more popular than its smaller counterpart. Come on, does he really look that deep in thought, or does he just have scoliosis? His spine is more curved than a 95-year-old man with back pain. Through a brush, weaving art as they held such an instrument of creation, the painters of Europe stroked colors onto their canvas, mirroring the world around them in pictures that will last longer than their lives. Whether they are from the ancient days or just a few centuries past, it is through the same medium that their beauty is demonstrated to the world. So here, we're in the art gallery, and you must be wondering why we're sitting down. Well, we have a surprise for you. Here, look up. This piece is the 4 Allegories of Music, painted on the ceiling by Austrian artist Hans Mccart. When he painted this, Hans worked for a man called Nikolaus Dumba, who was the patron to his art. Dumba's residence was a common social center for the artists and residents of the upper class. Dumba commissioned the design of his library to Mccart. So choosing the ceiling to make his most grandiose of works, Mccart painted Dumba's interests and businesses onto the sides, and illustrated the types of music of his days onto the edges of the painting. The 4 styles of music were religion, dancing, military, and hunting. It was described as a total work of art. So what are we having for dinner tonight? Any ideas? Oh my goodness! Here you can see the instruments that produce our beautiful pieces of audible artworks, and maybe one day you can even borrow a violin from here. And this is the Orchestral Hall, where a panel plays an instrument typically seen in an orchestral group. Instruments of war, tools used to defend, evolving into beautiful steel and goldwork, holstered and sheathed to represent wealth and nobility. First used by soldiers, then by kings and lords who had smiths craft their own jeweled and carved arms, paired by the armors forged from the best steel, leathered and woven only by the most experienced fingers. You see here the arts made to fight and protect. Jousting, a medieval sport of great importance. Two valiant and honorable knights trying their best to break their lance to win tournaments of great prizes. Here, you can see the jousting in action with these amazing detailed statues. I mean, just look at the horses. So you see, Brad here was a bit of a skank, and he decided to steal John's girlfriend. As gentlemen of that time, they decide to settle it in a joust. Whoever wins gets to leave with their dignity intact, and whoever loses are shamed for the rest of their lives. In the end, they were both knocked off their horses because they both suck, and the girl decided to stay with a guy called Adam. Hey, look, it's Adam. He couldn't get that A on his last test, and the professor wouldn't round him up. He went ballistic in the bathroom. We had to lock him up with the animals. And look, he's still screaming. Our history, humans, came from millions of years ago. Walk through this exhibition as you learn about your far most distant ancestors, starting from the dinosaurs from millions of years ago to the modern animals like Coda the bear and Adam. The animal exhibition may not be the most intricate of art, but its meaning through history cannot be replaced by any artwork. Okay, so now that you've seen everything here, you probably want to come and visit the exhibitions, and Adam probably wants to meet you as well. So you see, I told Adam that I would give him some treats or bananas if he came to help us with the tour. But I kind of forgot about it, and I forgot my money somewhere in my house. So I need all of you to come to Chime and help me repay my debts for him. Bye!